The core mission of the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture is to strengthen Arkansas through pioneering research and science-backed information. Through data-driven research and innovation, the Division of Agriculture finds real-world solutions for Arkansas's agriculture industry. Our plant breeding programs help ensure farmers have crops well-suited to the state's growing conditions. With rice, one of Arkansas's leading row crops, our breeding program has a long history of success. Going back to the 1930s, the rice breeding program has released dozens of varieties with improved yield and higher quality grain. Last year, the Division of Ag released two promising new rice varieties, Taurus and Ozark. The new medium grain Taurus, in particular, significantly out-yielded other conventional medium grain varieties during recent seasons in the variety testing program. Blackberry breeding, another signature plant breeding program for the Division of Agriculture, also had a big success this year with the publication of research documenting the first complete sequence of the blackberry genome. This creates a genetic tool that will help guide fruit breeders to develop new, hardier, and better-tasting varieties in the future. Coordinated by Associate Professor of Horticulture Margaret Worthington, the effort involved an international team of scientists. The Division of Agriculture is also making discoveries in animal health. Zhangchao Zhao, Associate Professor of Animal Science, is investigating whether the microbes already in a cow's nasal passages can help fight off the often deadly bovine respiratory disease. Bovine respiratory disease costs the beef industry as much as $2 billion per year due to causes including animal death, reduction in feed efficiency, and other effects of illness, as well as for prevention and treatment costs. Zhao's lab team used next-generation gene sequencing tools to understand the interactions between the animal and the pathogen attacking it. This big data approach has identified several potential probiotics, which Zhao is testing to see if they can kill or inhibit the growth of pathogens in a laboratory. In follow-up research, Zhao will feed those good bacteria to the calves to see if they stop or reverse a bovine respiratory disease infection. In another cattle health research project, Brittany Littlejohn, Assistant Professor of Animal Science, has shown that a common and inexpensive hormone additive, melatonin, may limit the negative effects on the growth performance of calves born to cows that ate endophyte-infected fescue grass while pregnant. Fescue grass is the most common cool season forage in the southeastern U.S., including Arkansas. However, most of that fescue is infected with endophyte fungus, which is beneficial to the grass, but produces compounds that are toxic to grazing animals. Littlejohn and her team tested the effects of adding melatonin to pregnant heifers' diets. Her initial research results indicate that the melatonin additive tended to improve birth weights and significantly improved weaning and post-weaning weights of calves whose mothers consumed toxic fescue during gestation. Littlejohn has been awarded a $300,000 U.S. Department of Agriculture National Institute of Food and Agriculture grant to continue this research. The Division of Agriculture's Poultry Science Smart Farming Facility in Fayetteville is also coming online in 2023, with the latest in poultry monitoring sensors and precision controls to help researchers fine-tune poultry nutrition and other production practices for the greatest efficiency. Division of Agriculture scientists are also playing key roles at the cutting edge of robotics research. Researchers in Arkansas are leading a $5 million USDA grant to increase the use of artificial intelligence and robotics in chicken processing to reduce waste and deboning and detect pathogens. The 4-year grant will establish the Center for Scalable and Intelligent Automation in Poultry Processing, which will be led by the Division of Agriculture in cooperation with researchers from Georgia Tech, University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and Fort Valley State University. The center's mission is to adapt robotic automation to chicken meat processing. This is in addition to a separate $1 million grant funded through a joint proposal between the National Science Foundation and USDA NIFA to develop a robotic system that can hang raw chickens in processing plants as well as human workers do, to meet the long-term needs of the poultry industry. Back in blackberries, Arkansas researchers are helping lay the foundation for developing robotic blackberry pickers. Using specially designed gloves loaded with fine-tuned pressure sensors, Division of Ag scientists have characterized the ideal range of touch pressure for use by future robotic berry pickers. The Division of Agriculture, through its research arm, the Arkansas Agricultural Experiment Station, is committed to establishing itself as a leader in data-driven agricultural research. Supported by competitive grants, industry backing, and strategic infrastructure investments, the Division of Agriculture will continue to produce critical research and innovation to help Arkansas's agriculture industry succeed.